Hello, everybody. I'm here to teach you and inform you on how sports changes people's lives. Sports changes people's lives in many ways, putting a purpose in their life. As Billie Jean King once said, sports teaches you character, teaches you to play by the rules, it teaches you to know what it feels like to win and lose, it teaches you about life. This quote means a lot to me because of its meaning and purpose on my life and many other people's lives. I mean, everywhere you go, I guarantee you will find an obstacle you need to get past or that has ties to sports. I mean, there's a lot of obstacles related, sports related actually. And I'm going to tell you now, this is why I think sports changes people's lives. For example, let's see, it here's how it changes lives and how it puts a purpose in people's lives. Teaches you to take on certain life obstacles. For instance, you might face certain social skills that you're not very good at. You interact with people during sports, whether you're playing it, whether you're watching it together. It just builds character. Let's just say. I mean, people start to notice a change in your behavior. Also, changes in your behavior are very important. I mean, it's a good thing, and maybe sometimes it could be a bad thing. I mean, a lot of football players get their emotions in a bunch, and it's really bad for the team, and it's a distraction to them. But most of the time, it's really good, a good change in behavior. It also starts to make you motivated in life. I know I've had motivation in the past, and I've had much motivation while playing sports or watching it. It just gives me motivation to do something like even my job or even a sport I'm about to play or just going up to people or whatever obstacle in your life it will be sports related in some way. Now that you know how it teaches you to take on life obstacles, let me explain how it builds relationships also. Sports builds relationships in many ways. For starters, you might meet your best friend while playing sports or watching sports together. I mean, you might watch the sport team play and you might like the same team and it makes you interact with them in a way. I mean, and also playing with teammates, meeting with them, like watching film or something. It builds outside friendships too. Say you after you watch football film, you go out to eat, you just having a good old time, and it makes you motivated, and it just people have an incentive also on watching, playing sports together, and it makes them have build a likeness to each other, and that how they share that certain knack for sports. It's just very important. Now that you know how it teaches you to take on relationships, builds relationships, you will likely see sports almost everywhere you go actually. um, I know I see sports everywhere I go. I mean, I live in a sports related household. Sports are all around you in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you will likely see people wearing sport clothing. I mean, I have a couple jerseys. You would definitely see any type of sport on TV, such as basketball, baseball, football, especially in America, um, etc. I mean, you see soccer and cricket in England, and you'll just see a whole bunch of it. Lastly, you might see people talk about it 24/7 or simply just talk about it because it's that important to them. And it just, it's a very important part in people's lives. And I think that's very true. It's an important part in my life. And I think that's why it changes lives in a lot of ways. Nevertheless, I mean, how we see sports, whether we like it or not, it's going to change a majority of people's lives. Say you go somewhere and you see somebody and they're just talking about sports 24/7, you're like, that's annoying. Stop. It's something they like to do. Sports is something I like to do. In conclusion, people have many different opinions on when it comes to sports and how people live that certain lifestyle. That certain lifestyle might be way more important than what your lifestyle is to them. But how you put it, any way you put it, this is why I believe sports changes lives for the better. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed my speech.